Hello out there, I'm Maya Joy and I am making today's video in case there is someone out there, anybody out there who can be helped, supported, or served by the information that I am sharing. I wish I had seen this video, 5 years ago. So in case it can save you any suffering and get you help sooner, here's my video on some lesser known symptoms of food allergy. In no specific order, here we go. If you get a runny nose while you're eating, I mean to the point where you almost have to have tissues, next to your dinner table, because when you eat, your nose starts running. This could be a sign of a food allergy. I think when many of us think of food allergies, we think of a typical anaphylactic response. Their throat closes and we think if it's not that, then it's not food allergy. And I'm here to tell you nothing could be further from the truth. Also, if you experience stuffy nose after eating, you normally can breathe fine, but then you finish lunch or something like that and you notice, oh, it's kind of hard to breathe through my nose now, or I just am not breathing as well after eating food. While eating, you experience difficulty swallowing. Like frequently when you eat a particular food or a set of foods, it's like it gets stuck in your throat and you can't really swallow it very well. Maybe you even choke a little bit. There are certain foods that don't go down well. First of all, if you're experiencing this, quick little trick, try adding ascorbic acid, vitamin C powder, and magnesium, or one or the other, to water. And if you are experiencing difficulty in swallowing, that can help. In my experience, okay, that can help. So many people are dismissed when they report having GI pain, like stomach pain. Oh, my stomach just hurts and I don't know why. And so many medical providers are quick to just say, oh, it's probably anxiety, or it's fibromyalgia, or it's this imagined condition or that imagined condition. And sure, there are cases where our belly hurts because we're anxious or something like that. That does happen. But if you frequently eat and it's oh my gosh, this hurts so bad, but you're getting it after eating, and maybe you frequently get it after eating at the same person's house, or at this, eating the same meal, or eating at the same restaurant, unexplained gastrointestinal pain without a cause can be a sign of food allergy. The one that I wish I would have known is sleeping difficulties. When we're having an allergic reaction, the body releases adrenaline. If you've ever ridden a roller coaster or gotten really excited, adrenaline is wake promoting. The body also releases cortisol, the stress hormone, a whole cascade of neurochemicals that are designed to help save our life. But all of them are antithetical to sleep. Maybe suddenly you introduce a new food in your diet or something like that, and then you're just not sleeping well. Or you're going to sleep and then you're waking up and you're not normally a highly stressed or worried person, but you feel stimulated, just worried thoughts. Food allergies can cause what seems like depressive symptoms. Untreated food allergies can cause a feeling of doom. It can cause a feeling of hopelessness. The adrenaline chemical is released during survival level fear. And if you're eating a food that you're allergic to frequently, your body doesn't know the difference. You're experiencing adrenaline, and so your brain tries to make sense of that. And so it looks at what's wrong in my life, what kind of stress is causing. But it can feel like terror, it can feel like doom, it can feel like there's a presence in the room with you, that is evil. All of these feelings can very much be food allergy. And that's not the first thing that we think of if we experience this. To know food allergy, you do have to pay attention to what you eat. I love the website Chronometer. That's my favorite food website, food tracking website. But even just a little journal, just to make patterns over time. For me, it was Many things, but avocado is one example. Avocado was real popular a couple years ago. I'm severely allergic to avocado. And I would have like avocado toast or something like that before bed and then go to sleep. And I would wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, heart racing, all this fear about my life, like thinking I'm gonna die, like all of this kind of stuff. And as soon as I stopped eating avocado, you know, I would sleep, you know, well, avocado and the other foods. I'll share a little about my experience at the end, but difficulties in sleeping, inability to fall asleep, waking up in the middle of the night feeling stressed, hopeless, depressed, overwhelmed, racing thoughts, racing heart rate, feeling really, really stressed. Food allergy is a potential cause. If you have undigested food, like you just feel it sitting in your stomach, like your body will not integrate it, your body will not process it, you are not digesting the food, that can be food allergy. Oh my gosh, this one too, personality changes after eating. If you eat and you get real irritable, or you're pretty fine, you're pretty good, you're calm, you know, whatever, like, you know, pleasant, you eat and then you feel frustrated, angry, irritable, you want people to just leave you alone, everyone upsets you. This can be because you're eating, your body's trying to save your life. It's releasing adrenaline, and this can cause your personality to change. The hormones released during allergic reaction, they are there to save you. They are there so you can run for your life. They are there to open your airways. They are there to help you, but they can have a very negative effect on the mind and on the personality. So if you experience a negative downturn in personality after eating, that can be a sign of an unknown food allergy. Itchiness in the mouth. Now this can be subtle. Like I will feel like I applied an itching cream as lip gloss or something like that. Like all around my mouth, just kind of like itches. Swollen tongue. Your tongue it swells up in size, your tongue aches. Swollen salivary glands. These glands down here. These glands here, this is called the parotid gland. These glands around your face. My glands were so swollen and I was so sick from unknown food allergies that my doctors thought I had lymphoma, which is a serious cancer of the lymphatic glands, because they were so swollen. They were the size of like eggs, like all the time, and we didn't know why. Blisters or mouth sores, like in the cheeks of your mouth, roof of your mouth. If you're getting symptoms like that in your mouth when you're eating a food, just imagine what's happening to your intestines and the rest of your body as the food goes down. But you know, we can start to experience inflammatory reactions right in our mouth when we're eating. Sometimes it doesn't happen in the mouth. Sometimes like our face can get itchy, our eyes can get itchy when we're eating the food. I used to have to bring a wet washcloth everywhere because my eyes were so itchy, and anytime I ate or drank anything, I had to like wipe down my eyes. And nobody thought allergies. Again, like my doctors thought Sjogren's syndrome, the rare condition of autoimmunity which affects moisture producing glands like in your body, like, but the whole time it was allergies. Dizziness. Allergic reactions cause often sudden drops in blood pressure. If you eat and then it feels like, you know, the world's spinning around you, you feel confused. In my case, I would lose memory, I would lose language, like just a disorientation, confusion, dizziness, lightheadedness when you eat. That can be a sign for sure, definitely. Another sign is electrolyte imbalance. When you eat, you have to have like Gatorade or Powerade, or you get cravings for salt, or like you just feel like your fluids are off balance. That was huge for me. Again, I've found magnesium to be really helpful like in dealing with food allergies overall. But allergic reactions cause shifts in important electrolytes. It causes potassium to shift into our cell and shift out of our bloodstream. It also changes our blood sugar. So it can be weird. So if you have undiagnosed food allergies, you can get a strange thirst or feel like desperately thirsty, but like regular water doesn't quench the thirst. You can also get what seems like symptoms of low blood sugar, as glucose is released to give immediate energy for life-saving. But what that can feel like is you start eating and then all of a sudden like you feel like you have cravings for sugar, while you're eating, and that doesn't make sense because like you weren't even that hungry, that you eat and then you feel desperately hungry, like you've got to have something, you've got to have carbs, you've got to have sugar. All of a sudden, food allergy. Now again, that's not what a person's gonna think. You might think diabetes or something like that, or hypoglycemia, but food allergy is a potential cause. This isn't really a symptom, but it's like an anti-symptom. If you generally feel better and clearer when you haven't eaten before you start eating for the day, or after like going a long period without eating, that can be a sign of an untreated food allergy. Before I knew about my allergies, I used to fast for 1 day a week. And I did it just because it was the only time that I ever felt okay. It was the only time that I wasn't suffering, that I wasn't in pain. It was the only time I ever felt peace in my body. It was the only time that I just got a break, you know? And if you feel better when you're not eating, that can be a sign that something that you're eating is harming you, okay? Definitely. If you always feel worse after eating something in particular, now you could have many undiagnosed food allergies. That was the case for me, shocking amount. Even if it's just a few things, there exists in allergy something called cross-reactivity, where if you're allergic to one protein in a food, you can be allergic to other foods with similar proteins. So for example, if you were allergic to the protein in peach, you may also react to plum or other stone fruits, apricot, for example. If you think about it, like, and sometimes you're able to eat and you feel okay, but other times you get the pain in your stomach, or there are certain foods where it's, oh, I always eat at that restaurant, and then I have that pain, and then I have that itchiness, and you know, then I don't sleep as well. Pay attention and start taking note. If you have symptoms that seem severe, but then every once in a while they disappear, like when I was fasting, no symptoms, like that is a sign like that it's something in your environment rather than a disease. If you generally feel worse when you're not preparing food for yourself, that can be a sign of food allergy. So like for me, somehow, like even though I didn't know that I had so many allergies, I knew what made me feel good. And I, like for years, like my whole childhood, I would pack my own lunch, I'd bring a packed lunch, like I would make my own breakfast, and my parents would often cook things that, like, not always, but like often cook things that made me feel good. So I avoided, you know, severe illness for like a really long time. But I would get ill when I would go to sporting events and eat foods from the concessions, and I would get ill when I went to birthday parties and like sleepovers. I wouldn't feel good. And it's easy to like look at that and be like, oh, that's an anxiety disorder or something like that. But like the whole time I was somehow managing to like stay alive by paying attention to what made me feel good and just eating the same type of like granola bar and yogurt and like stuff like that over and over again my entire youth. And if I hadn't done that, and I hadn't brought my own food everywhere and brought my own snacks to class in college and all this, I may not be here today. Like I may not be alive. There's things you know you can eat them and you feel good, but when you eat food that is given to you by other people, you often don't feel good. That can be a sign of food allergies. And finally, when we are sick, we know. If you have a knowing, something is not right. And it feels like it's tied to food, and you've had testing and it hasn't revealed much, and you just know, that can be a sign of food allergy. You gotta trust yourself, and you gotta trust our body. Our body knows when it's in distress. Our body knows when something is not right, and it tells us. And you've gotta trust if your body is telling you. I underwent a lot of testing before it was revealed that I have over 100 food allergies. I am dealing with some sort of rare allergic condition that makes me allergic to some protein that's in almost all of the plant kingdom, including fruits, vegetables, beans, nuts, seeds, legumes, and grains. So it's pretty crazy. In fact, my first allergy testing was dismissed because I reacted to everything. And so they said it didn't work, therefore I didn't have any allergies. That was wrong. So it was actually only upon my second allergic consultation that my allergies were found. But before my allergies were found, on routine sort of blood work, they would sometimes see spikes in eosinophils. So often, like if you get a physical exam, your doctor will order what's called a CBC, a complete blood count. If they order a CBC with differential, they may see spikes in eosinophil counts. I also had low white blood count, low neutrophils. Neutrophils are a type of white blood cell that's a first line defense to attack foreign invaders. And the allergens were foreign invaders. So I always had low neutrophils, high eosinophils, and I also had anemia, which was probably caused by bleeding inside of my intestines from all the inflammation. Another frequent test that's ordered is called a CMP, a comprehensive metabolic panel, that is typically ordered a lot of times at physicals. On my comprehensive metabolic panel, I would always have elevations in liver enzymes. I would also have mild electrolyte changes like low sodium, for example. If you're going to ask for your doctor to order a test to see if you have food allergy, I would recommend a test called serum IgE, the immunoglobulin. This is one of the first tests my allergist performed, and my result was greater than 1,000, which is very, very high. An IgE test can be highly illuminative. My YouTube channel isn't mostly about health, wellness, or allergy at this point, but words cannot express how much my own allergies have shaped my life and direction, and the years and endless sleepless nights that I underwent, that years of suffering, pain, confusion, fear of death, tremendous difficulty, as a result of my own undiagnosed allergies. And the whole time I had all these symptoms every day, but I didn't know. I didn't know that they were symptoms of allergy. So that's why I'm making this video today. I think there's probably other people in the world who have food allergy. If you're one of those people, I hope that you find this video and that you get the help and support that you need and deserve. I will put my email address in the description below. I want to thank everyone for watching today, and I wish you all great health, great wellness, and yeah, may you just be nourished and just feel your very best. So happy healing to everyone, many blessings to you, and namaste. Bye. Thank you for watching.